Right now this morning, Eagles win. Ahead, we'll have a quick recap of last night's big game from the Big Easy. And our conversation with the candidates begin as we hear from La Crosse mayoral candidate Vicki Markison on her vision for the future of our city.
Plus, it's getting cold, but it'll be colder tomorrow. Light snow today. That lasts till about 1:30 in the morning. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Monday, February 10th, Super Bowl Monday, as some people like to call it. Unfortunately, but maybe fortunately, we didn't stay up for the whole game.
No.
So we're feeling okay on this Super Bowl Monday.
I'm kind of bummed. I didn't get to see this at the halftime.
Yes, that was great.
All right,
You'll have to watch it later, Art.
All right, and away we go with that. Here, let's let you guys get into the forecast, though, to let you know what's going on. As I mentioned before, yesterday we had a high of about 20. Today we're going to get about maybe 22 to around 23 degrees today. Light snows in the forecast. We have a 30% chance of that happening today, but it's most likely we're going to see that coming in between 7 and 8 o'clock this evening for your evening commute. Drier air coming from California, from the Bay Area, extending all the way to Salt Lake City, and then back out to Omaha, then back up to La Crosse. That's what's going on right now. So we're trying to fill in those clouds as we go through the day, and that will possibly happen, getting us to at least cloudy skies to finish out before we hit the 3 o'clock hour for this afternoon. Here's a look at what's happening. Snow starts to pop in as we go to 7 and 8 o'clock today. It will continue to stretch across the area, as you can see, by about 9 o'clock. Continues to track a little bit more to the southeast, and then up and out it goes towards Madison, and we should be done for the day. We'll go right back into the snow, possibly picking this up maybe a half an inch or less. We're going to see drier skies for Tuesday, but we'll also see again as we go to Wednesday, snow begins to really pick up again, maybe 4 to 8 inches for Decorah, Viroqua, about 2 to 4 inches, as well as La Crosse, and about less than half an inch for Eau Claire up to the north. And as we finish out today, I'll have your forecast coming in to give you a better overview of who is going to get all this snow. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you. The Philadelphia Eagles pulled away with a big Super Bowl win in the Big Easy, denying the Kansas City Chiefs a three-peat. Eagles star quarterback Jalen Hurts was the game MVP, and President Trump also making an appearance at the game, which mixed in a lot of signature New Orleans flavor weeks after that deadly terror attack rocked the city. Taking a live look at the Superdome this morning, it is, of course, lit up in green, celebrating that Eagles victory. CBS's Danya Backus has our recap of the big game.
Super Bowl 59.
The Philadelphia Eagles are flying high, taking home the Vince Lombardi Trophy after a dominating 40-22 win over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Eagles! Champions! I am through the moon right now.
Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was named game MVP.
I truly believe offense wins games, but defense wins championships.
President Donald Trump was the first sitting commander-in-chief to attend a Super Bowl. He had predicted a Chiefs win, but the team struggled to put points on the board until the second half.
Credit to the Eagles, man. They played better than us from start to finish.
In addition to the game was the much-anticipated halftime show from Grammy winner Kendrick Lamar, which included appearances from actor Samuel L. Jackson, singer SZA, and tennis champion Serena Williams.
When you can see the full field and all the movements and the it was amazing.
This being New Orleans, musicians from the Big Easy were well represented before kickoff.
They include Lettucey, Harry Connick Jr., and Grammy and Oscar winner Jon Batiste with the national anthem. Singer Lady Gaga gave an emotional performance on Bourbon Street honoring the victims of last month's terror attack there, as well as those impacted by the California wildfires and the recent plane crashes in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia.
This year's outcome was vindication for the Eagles after they lost to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 57. Next year's Super Bowl will be played at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, home of the 49ers. And the biggest game in football brought people together across the country, including here in Onalaska. American Legion Post 366 joining in the celebration, hosting a watch party that brought members together for the big game. Just one example of how the Super Bowl continues to unite communities, even after the final whistle.
Seeing that the community is coming out and having fun and enjoying the awesome post that they have here at Post 336 in Onalaska.
Paradise says he was pulling for the Eagles to bring home the Lombardi. And police in Whitehall need your help finding a missing man who disappeared with a juvenile in December. 41-year-old Gary Cheren Jr. is wanted for interfering with a child custody and drug possession. Police think he is in Iowa or Eau Claire driving a tan or gold Buick LeSabre. If you spot him, call Whitehall Police or Trumpelos County Dispatch. A rural Toma man charged with multiple child sex crimes appears in Monroe County Court today. 56-year-old James Ossinger faces more than 20 felony charges, including repeated sexual assault of a child and child exploitation. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office arrested him following tips to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Ossinger remains in jail on $1 million cash bond. An Amber Alert continues for a pregnant Beaver Dam teen believed to be with a man on probation for child endangerment. Police say 16-year-old Sophia Franklin may be with 40-year-old Gary Day. They're likely heading to Arkansas in a black 2014 Buick LaCrosse. Day is currently on probation for endangering a child. A federal judge has stopped plans to send 3 Venezuelan immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. That ruling comes weeks after President Trump announced plans to send up to 30,000 migrants to the Cuban facility. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials haven't commented on the court decision or confirmed if they plan to send the men to the naval base. President Trump begins the 4th week of his second term with generally positive poll numbers from the American public. Still, he faces court challenges over multiple executive orders amid concerns about rising prices. Naomi Ruckham takes a closer look at the president's plans for this week.
President Donald Trump has a new target in his quest to cut government spending: the American penny. Overnight, he announced on social media that he has instructed the Treasury Secretary to stop making new pennies, which cost more than 3 cents to make. Also happening today, President Trump says he will announce new tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports, including from Canada and Mexico. And later this week, he'll come out with new reciprocal tariffs on countries worldwide.
They are charging us 130% and we're charging them nothing. It's not going to stay that way.
New CBS News YouGov polling shows the American public largely approves of the sweeping changes made over the last few weeks, with 70% of Americans saying President Trump is doing what he promised during the campaign. 66% say he's not doing enough to focus on lowering prices. The president says after dismantling USAID, he's directing Elon Musk to look at overspending at other departments. Democrats are trying to fight back against the president's agenda, but admit they can only rely on court challenges.
The checks and balances are working. What is not working is the way that the executive is behaving.
So far, as many as 12 federal judges have put pauses on the president's plans.
The U.S. Mint lost $85 million making pennies last year. Congress will decide the coin's fate as part of spending negotiations ahead of the March 14th shutdown deadline. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's headquarters is the latest agency to close unexpectedly under Trump administration orders. Workers at the Washington, D.C. watchdog agency were told yesterday to work remotely this week. Officials haven't given a reason. The announcement comes days after Elon Musk posted CFPB RIP with a tombstone emoji. Local domestic violence survivors got some support at this weekend's Galentine's Day brunch. New Horizons and the Outreach Center hosted the 4th annual fundraiser, aiming to raise $35,000 after a recent cut in federal funding.
We lost about $337,000 in our annual funding from the VOCA cuts, and with that we lost 3.5 positions. So the staff that are remaining are working twice as hard just to make sure that all of these victims in our community are receiving the support and the safety that they need.
If you missed the event but still want to help, you can donate online. The time now is 6:08. Still ahead on your morning news. Ford issues a recall. Amazon and Walmart in a tight race to be the world's largest retailer, and the Boy Scouts announcing a rebrand.
The latest job numbers are out. I'm Kelly O'Grady, and I'll tell you why hiring could be slowing down.
And for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. It's National Umbrella Day. From Mary Poppins to Rihanna's hit song, the simple invention has been keeping us dry and dancing for generations. Grab your favorite umbrella and celebrate one of life's handiest accessories. And for now, leaving you with another live look at the Superdome in New Orleans. It is glowing green after a gargantuan victory over the Chiefs last night. The Eagles soaring to their second title. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is coming right up.
Are you ready for college but don't know where to start? CVTC's Fast Pass on Thursday, January 9th in Eau Claire and River Falls will help you take your next step. In just 90 minutes, apply, enroll, and explore financial aid. Apply for free at the event and get entered to win a $500 scholarship. Start your future with flexible, hands-on programs that will help you get to a career you love. Register today at cvtc.edu/fastpass.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin invites you to experience the thrill of gaming like never before. With 6 locations across the state, there's something for everyone. Whether you're a slots enthusiast, a poker pro, or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Plus, indulge in delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more excitement to your visit. Come join the fun at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin.
Dahl Honda is proud to sponsor News 8 Now's Top Notch Teacher Program. It's always a highlight of our month to recognize the top-notch teacher and thank them for all they do for our students in school. Dahl Honda values the great work all teachers do for our children and community. If you know a teacher who deserves top-notch teacher recognition, please nominate them. Thank you, teachers, for going above and beyond and providing a top-notch education.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, your new go-to for all things gourmet and kitchen chic. From artisanal cookware to unique gourmet ingredients, we've got everything to inspire your inner chef. Discover our exclusive collection of kitchen gadgets, quality knives, and delicious culinary delights. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a home cooking enthusiast, Hazel and Lola's is here to elevate your kitchen game. Hazel and Lola's, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
News 8 Now and the Co-op Credit Union are taking part in Chase the Chill.
Chase the Chill is a project across North America that provides warm clothing to people in need. Scarves, hats, and gloves are hung on trees in parks with notes attached to them, letting people know they can take them.
Co-op Credit Union and our community are conducting our own Chase the Chill campaign from December through February.
Together, we can keep our community warm this winter.
Donations will be accepted at the Co-op Credit Union location in Alaska.
Susan Crawford. She's the prosecutor who locked up violent criminals, the judge who's kept them off the street, and the leader who fought for abortion rights. On the Supreme Court, she'll look at the facts and uphold the law. Fair, impartial, common sense. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
For me, being a judge is really pretty simple. There's right and there's wrong, and I'll always do the right thing for Wisconsin.
All right, well, welcome back and happy Monday to you as colder air starts to filter into the work week this week. We're also going to be seeing colder air for tomorrow, being that we're just about maybe a couple of degrees warmer than we were just yesterday for Super Bowl Sunday. Light snow comes in the forecast as we get into this early afternoon and evening hours. I should say this maybe the early afternoon to evening hours, holding on to about a 30% chance. Evening, 7 to 8 p.m., we're looking at maybe a better opportunity of getting that snow here. Why? Because we've got drier air working all the way from Rapid City, extending out to the Twin Cities as well, and La Crosse here. We're going to get that snow here locally once we fill in those clouds later on today. We'll get into clear to cloudy skies expected. You can see as we go through the 7 o'clock hour, the lows in the morning, -3, -2 for Eau Claire, La Crosse at 8 degrees. And as we get back down, we're going to be seeing the possibility of holding on to at least by the 11 o'clock hour, clouds on the increase gradually picking up as we go to partly to mostly cloudy skies and then cloudy skies to finish out the day. today. We're looking at highs from 13 all the way up to about, say, maybe about 23 degrees expected. We'll see that snow coming in as we go between 7 and 8 o'clock this evening, and then continues on. It was working all the way up to Volkfield, but now it's just kind of pushing down to the south as skies begin to clear and these lighter winds continue to push that snow out of the area, and that's what's going to happen. Snow Tracker shows you that we're going to pick up maybe less than a half an inch of snow. We're going to see a lot less for Eau Claire, maybe not anything at all, and Decorah will probably do the same, as well as Boscobel as well. As we go through the next few days, getting into Wednesday, though, we could see 2 to 4 inches of snow. Yeah, we've seen that before, right? Actually 4 to 8 over by Decorah, and Eau Claire maybe less than a half an inch of snow. When I come back, we'll give you an overview of how this all shakes out so you have a better look to see who's getting that snow and for how long. Thanks. Back to you.
Nearly 73,000 Fords are being recalled for a safety concern. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports the vehicles have rear-view cameras that can occasionally go blank or show a warped image. So far, no reports of any accidents or injuries. Among the vehicles affected are the 2021 Expeditions, F-250s, F-350s from 2021 to 2022. Amazon could be on its way to becoming the world's largest retailer. Walmart is still considered by many the biggest because of its revenue. This quarter, though, Amazon is expected to report $187 billion in sales, Walmart bringing in $180 billion. Most analysts measure revenue on an annual basis. Walmart is expected to hit $7 billion more than Amazon based on that. Still a big win for Amazon because it marks the first time the company will surpass $600 billion. And the Boy Scouts of America rebranding to Scouting America. The change officially went into effect Saturday, which was also the group's 115th anniversary. The Boy Scouts said the rebranding is part of an ongoing effort to welcome every youth and family to experience the benefits of scouting. A lot of empty desks across America today after the Super Bowl. A new poll shows more than 22 million Americans plan to skip work, up 40% from last year. Most gave their bosses advance notice. Some say they plan to call in sick or simply not show up at all. A new report from the Labor Department shows the job market remains healthy, but there are signs of a slowdown. Kelly O'Grady breaks down the numbers.
Take a deep breath. The healthcare industry continues to bring on new workers, adding 44,000 jobs in January. U.S. retailers also hired thousands of employees. Overall, the economy added 143,000 jobs last month. It's less than expected, but numbers for November and December were revised significantly higher. That helped push the unemployment rate down from 4.1% to just 4%.
The job market remains solid.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the report also shows wages are growing faster than inflation. However, the Trump administration's tariffs on Chinese imports and the possibility Canada and Mexico could see tariffs in less than 30 days has some employers hesitating to hire.
A lot of companies planning for this year, maybe taking a more defensive approach, which is another reason why we could see the labor market start to slow down a little bit.
And for many job seekers, it's taking longer to find work. A survey from the job placement firm Career Group found 20% of applicants have been looking 10 to 12 months or longer. 30% say they've been searching for 4 to 6 months.
Companies are hiring. However, it's taking longer because many of them are dragging their feet. They're deciding exactly what they need. And there's a lot of consolidation that's going on.
And employers are posting fewer jobs. The Labor Department says there were 7.6 million job openings in December, a historically healthy number, but down from previous months.
That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it back over to Art now. He's got an update on our weather.
All right, taking you back here as we go to the 7 o'clock hour here, we're going to be looking at the snow kind of holding on. We're at least mostly clear skies to at least partly cloudy skies that we started off with Eau Claire. Their cloud cover's now moved over towards Wausau. We're going to get into the 11 o'clock hour this morning, and we're going to be looking at temperatures ranging from at least 8 to about 15 degrees. You get from Ladysmith. Eau Claire will be 8 degrees as well. 15 for us here with increasing clouds through the day. Snow starts to work its way into Minneapolis, and you can see it kind of slowly but surely. I should see it kind of moving into the area. I should say just Minnesota, because it's going to stay down to the south between Rochester and crossing the Mississippi towards La Crosse. That goes all the way to Decorah as well as Prairie du Chien, and then it tracks a little bit more to the south. So Richland's going to be in that as well. Boscobel will be in that as well as that continues on, and that's as we go into the midnight hour for Tuesday. That being said, we take a look here what we're picking up. We see that snow continue to bail down to the south a little bit more. Now La Crosse is starting to get get a little bit weaker as far as snow is. It's about a ½ an inch of snow possible. The same for Prairie du Chien as well. Nothing doing up to the north as well as you get along I-94. Wednesday comes along, though, a different story. Maybe a ½ an inch or less possible for Eau Claire. Down to the south, everybody's looking at 2 to 4 inches possibly. You're going to see Winona about 1 to 2, 1 to 2 for Black River Falls. But more south you go, the more snow there is. So we'll see how that figures out. But over the next 7 days, we're looking at the potential for snow. You can see widely scattered snow for today, possibly getting into the overnight, still holding on to the same, but getting closer to scattered. We'll also see by Wednesday, we're starting out as we get into overnight snow from Tuesday going into Wednesday. We're looking at scattered snow coming in the forecast, and the next batch coming in for Valentine's Day on Friday and extending into Saturday as well, again with scattered showers in the forecast. We'll get into the forecast here as we go through Tuesday. You're not seeing much happening as we go with increasing clouds from the 10 o'clock hour in the morning all the way to 3 o'clock. We're going to be seeing the possibility of Tuesday by 8 o'clock. Clouds start to increase even more to cloudy skies with snow coming in around 1:30 in the morning. We'll see that continue on by 7 o'clock in the morning for Wednesday, where we're looking at temperatures from -7 to about, say, 10 degrees. So it's going to be pretty cold. We'll also be seeing this snow continue to track all the way up towards it's falling shy of Eau Claire, but they could possibly get a dusting out of that. Mostly down to Black River Falls and southward, continuing on by the 3 o'clock hour with another batch coming in by 7 o'clock for the evening commute. Snow is a possibility again from Winona to Black River Falls, La Crosse over to Sparta, and getting into Volkfield with Viroqua also in the mix as well. And then by the 1:30 hour or so, we're done. Average for this time of year, 25 to 29 degrees for our highs, 10 to 14 for the next for the lows, and we're going to crush that as we get into it. Highs today at least 13 to about 29 degrees, and then finishing out with more snow on the way as we go into Wednesday. That snow comes in again as we go from 1:30 in the morning, as I showed you, continues on all day, and getting into the afternoon and evening hours for your evening commute, and then finishing out for 1:30. As far as the snow is concerned over the next few days, we're going to take a quick peek here and give you a better overview. We're looking at 22 degrees today, much colder for tomorrow. Snow returns again for Wednesday, a break on Thursday with more snow for Friday and Saturday to finish out the work week. Be safe out there.
Thank you, Art. Coming up, why your weight loss journey could change more than just your body, the surprising impact these popular drugs could have on your relationships. That coming up.
Coming up in sports, a recap from last night's big game, plus the latest on Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo and his calf injury. All of that coming up in the Morning Blitz.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Yeah, I joke, my ears were her Valentine's gift a year ago. So something I'd been thinking about, and so Valentine's Day was coming around, and I spoke to Tom a couple times, but never made anything definite, and so I just kind of made the definite plan and made it happen, and glad I did. Wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
Yeah, he can actually participate in conversations now and not just shaking his head.
Better hearing is a better life.
Bad back? Get Good Feet with the personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Ellie McClune is committed to lacrosse, striving for common sense leadership that addresses homelessness, promotes public safety, and supports affordable housing. With deep community roots and experience as a realtor and small business owner, Ellie understands the challenges and opportunities of our city. It's time for real change with a focus on community and responsible solutions. Make your vote count for a thriving lacrosse. Vote in the primary on February 18th. Paid for by Friends of Ellie McClune.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
I feel like I'm reliving the trauma, like it's just a nightmare that I can't wake up from.
Her life changed dramatically 30 years ago, leaving her feeling abandoned by the justice system. Tonight at 6, how a change in victims' rights is helping to repair mistakes of the past. Tonight at 6. The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. A new NFL champion has been crowned. The Philadelphia Eagles have dethroned the Kansas City Chiefs and are now Super Bowl champions. The game wasn't really that close. Let's do a recap. Kansas City, they were going for their third Super Bowl win in a row. The Eagles trying to win their second in franchise history. Philly would strike first on the goal line, and they go with the tush push. Their bread and butter. Jalen Hurts scores. It's 7-0. Later in the second quarter, now 10-0 Eagles. Patrick Mahomes trying to get something going, but he is picked off. That's Cooper DeJean, the former Iowa Hawkeye. He's taking this back all the way in for the score. It's a pick six. Oh, and it was his birthday yesterday, so birthday present for him. Eagles go up 17. Then with a minute 50 to go in the half, Chiefs inside their own 10. And Mahomes is picked off again. It's the former Wisconsin Badger this time, Zach Bond, making a play, coming up huge. Mahomes with just 33 yards in the first half, and that Philly defense had him lost. Then just before halftime, Jalen Hurts going to connect with A.J. Brown. He would make it in for the score. Philly would go into half with a 24-point lead, and they wouldn't look back. 40-22 the final, but it was 40-6 with 3 minutes to play in the game. Just a blowout and a dominating performance by that Eagles defense. But it was Jalen Hurts who earned Super Bowl MVP, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and now a Vince Lombardi trophy. Big news out of Milwaukee yesterday. It was reported that Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo will be sidelined for a few weeks dealing with a calf strain. The hope is that he returns shortly after All-Star break, but unfortunately, that means he'll be out for the All-Star game. The Bucks came into yesterday 27-23 and currently the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference, but it's a tight race and the Bucks need to find ways to get wins without him. Let's start yesterday. Milwaukee, they were hosting the 76ers over at the Pfizer Forum. Good start for the Bucks. Brook Lopez shot is off, but Kyle Kuzma tips it back out to Lillard. He buries the triple for the first points of the game. 76ers hanging tough. Joel Embiid lets it fly from deep. That's good. Philly has a 1-point lead. Second quarter, Bucks still down 1, but with the clock winding down, Lillard finds Gary Trent Jr., who beats the buzzer. Milwaukee takes a 2-point lead at the half, and in the second, the Bucks would start to heat up. Lillard putting on the move, step back 3, cash. Then a few minutes later, Bobby Portis finds Dame in the corner. Another 3, Bucks go up 11, and Dame wasn't done. Fourth quarter, gets the rebound, goes back up, puts it in for 2 more. Lillard with a huge night, 43 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists as the Bucks. They got the win, 135-127 the final. No Giannis, no problem. Milwaukee goes again tonight, hosting the Warriors. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Our team is growing at Phillips Outdoor Services. We're now hiring a landscape install leader. Earn up to $35 an hour, a $5,000 sign-on bonus, and 4 weeks PTO. Apply online today at phillipsoutdoorservices.com/careers.
Firefighters Credit Union has been offering home financing since before the advent of the internet. We have brick and mortar here in the community and have been around for nearly a century. With over 50 years of experience between Matt and Troy, we're local lenders here for you that you know and you trust.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Are you ready for college but don't know where to start? CVTC's Fast Pass on Thursday, January 9th in Eau Claire and River Falls will help you take your next step. In just 90 minutes, apply, enroll, and explore financial aid. Apply for free at the event and get entered to win a $500 scholarship. Start your future with flexible, hands-on programs that will help you get to a career you love. Register today at cvtc.edu/fastpass.
Camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it is showing some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
As head of criminal appeals, Susan Crawford had one job: keep a convicted rapist behind bars. Yet Crawford didn't bother filing the appeal in time, letting the rapist walk free. The victim, already scarred beyond measure, called Crawford's negligence utterly disgusting. Re-traumatized by Crawford's disregard for justice, her criminal coddling record is an injustice to us all.
Our team is growing at Phillips Outdoor Services. We're now hiring a landscape install leader. Earn up to $35 an hour, a $5,000 sign-on bonus, and 4 weeks PTO. Apply online today at phillipsoutdoorservices.com/careers.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Tonight at 6, News 8 Now's Ken Kozarowski shares a Wisconsin woman's story of tragic loss and her struggle to heal from a system that she says abandoned her. Ken joins me now this morning to give us a little insight into the story. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Alexandra.
So what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it is something I first really have to commend this woman. Her name is Jamie Clark, who came in with this story that she's been really clamoring to tell for years. This is her as a young child. Her father, Robert Clark, was brutally murdered in his own home when she was 14 years old. And at the time, her father was everything to her. She was planning to move in with him fully. She came from a divorced household, wanted to spend more time and learn more about who her father was. And that opportunity was taken from her.
Wow.
2 years of going through the court system, there are 2 men charged and eventually found guilty of murder in this case. And so there's a little bit of closure in that sense, but it was still a rigorous process to have to go through that system. Now, in the state of Wisconsin, all victims of a crime have certain rights, and they've been enumerated in 2020 when Wisconsin adopted Marsy's Law, which effectively spells out all the rights that victims of a crime have. The right to be heard in a court setting, to have direct input on a potential parole hearing. There's a bunch of things. And even before Marsy's Law was implemented, those rights were given to victims. Maybe just not a ton of people knew about it way back then. In Jamie's case, she was never listed. That's Jamie right there. She was never listed as a victim in this case. The direct daughter of a murder victim, not listed as one of the victims. So she did not get the opportunity to give a victim impact statement in court. She was not given the opportunity to go to any parole hearings for the men convicted of her father's murder. And so it's been years of feeling ignored by the system that is supposedly there to protect her from one of the most traumatic things she will ever go through. So we dive into that sense of abandonment, what could have been done differently. We spoke to some modern attorneys in the La Crosse area for a little bit of perspective. And we get to a point towards the end of the piece where she does have a little bit of a sense of closure.
Okay, so
from
she does
something,
get some.
from something that developed last fall. But the sense of closure doesn't come through the court system. It comes from a different area that she never would have expected. So it's a wide-ranging conversation, but a powerful one that she hopes other future victims of crimes don't have to go through the same trials and tribulations that she went through.
Okay, well, a very important story. We'll be looking forward to that tonight at 6, Ken. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
No problem. In your morning medical news, Wisconsin health officials confirming a second child has now died from the flu. That child died during the week of January 26th. The DHS says flu activity in Wisconsin right now is very high and encourages everybody to get your flu shots. Flu season peaks right now in January and February. And if you're looking forward to that post-Monday drink, here's some news for you. A new study finds alcohol hits your liver harder if you have belly fat, diabetes, or high blood pressure. For people with diabetes or excess belly fat, drinking more than doubles the risk of serious liver damage. Doctors say that's because alcohol forces your liver to work overtime, leading to more fat buildup. And demand for those popular GLP-1 weight loss drugs has skyrocketed. But while many can see health benefits like weight loss and blood sugar control, some experts say shedding pounds can also impact relationships. Mandy Gaither speaks with a psychologist about how the medicine can strengthen or weaken a person's connection to their partner.
It's a huge life change. Losing large amounts of weight can make us healthier, even happier, but some believe it can also lead to other changes.
In general, anytime somebody undergoes a significant change in their life, it will impact their relationship.
Psychologist Leslie Heinberg with Cleveland Clinic says that impact can be positive or negative. Since GLP-1 drugs are new, it's unclear how weight loss due to the medicine may affect relationships, but there are studies into the toll weight loss surgery can take.
Although most relationships remain intact, there is a significant increased likelihood to get married in the 5 years after weight loss surgery, as well as an increased likelihood to become separated or divorced after bariatric procedures.
Heinberg says negative impacts can happen when a partner isn't 100% on board with diet changes or shifts in physical activity. There may also be a change in sexual desire, which can put a strain on a relationship. To avoid problems with a partner, she says to find new, healthy ways to connect, keep the lines of communication open, and let them know how to support you.
Most relationships weather the storm and find new ways to come together.
She says it's not only romantic relationships that can change when a person loses a significant amount of weight. Connections to friends, even family members, can also fray. So she says it's important to talk to them as well, make them a part of your new healthy life. Lacrosse singles tried a new twist on speed dating this weekend. Local beverage company Sensi hosted the event Saturday, welcoming singles 25 and older looking for their soulmate before Valentine's Day.
I'm just excited to see everyone come out, do something new, something fun. Again, everything is so online through the apps and through social media, so really getting people out, connecting in person.
Attendees had 5 minutes for each speed date. And Lacrosse shoppers got a head start on Valentine's Day gifts this week. The Pettibone Resort transformed into a Valentine's Makers Market Sunday, featuring local artisans and their handmade creations. From unique gifts to sweet treats, shoppers found one-of-kind ways to say I love you.
We really try to make a very diverse offering, so you're going to see every single vendor has different things that they bring to the table. You're not seeing the same thing twice here.
The Makers Market was free and featured more than 20 local vendors. Mount Lacrosse opened its slopes to everyone this weekend, making winter fun accessible to all. Sunday's adaptive ski event helped people with disabilities experience the thrill of skiing. Staff members guided participants down the mountain using special equipment like sit-down skis. The National Squirrel Association and YMCA team up each year to make this day possible, bringing winter sports to those who may otherwise not get the chance.
You think of skiing in general, it's not the easiest sport. So this allows them to do things that maybe they wouldn't be able to do if they didn't have this opportunity that Mount Lacrosse and NASA gives to us.
I bet they had fun. If you're interested in participating in a future adaptive ski event, you can reach out to Mount Lacrosse. And now we'll send it over to News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got a look at our Monday morning commute.
All right, and away we go, holding on to the possibility of more of this snow working in our favor later on today between the hours of 7 and 8 p.m. and then working across the Mississippi and then working through our evening commute. And that continues all the way to about 1:30 in the morning. And we're looking at right now, Snow Tracker giving you a view of how this all plays out. We'll see the clouds increase as we go through the morning and late afternoon here. We'll pick this up, getting into at least clouds coming in and the snow working away between 7 and 8 p.m. as I mentioned before. You can see it now, this over by La Crosse, extending down to Decorah as well, Prairie du Chien and Richland. Possibility of that continuing on as we go through at least the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour, possibly 10 o'clock before it kind of tracks more to the southeast over by Madison, and it's done. That's about 1:30 in the morning. And then once we get into how this all plays out, we're looking at maybe a half an inch or less of snow in the process here. You see Prairie du Chien in that as well. Eau Claire, not so much in that, as well as Ladysmith. So areas along I-94 pretty much not in this. This is mostly a southern Minnesota thing, and mostly for us here as we go to the central portion, west central portion, and the southern portion of our area. However, by Wednesday, you're looking at 2 to 4 inches of snow, possibly working into our forecast, 4 to 8 by Decorah, maybe a half an inch or less for Eau Claire, and then continuing on out to the east and finishing out as we go into the next forecast. You're looking at the next 7 days, holding on to how snow is going to progress as far as widely scattered to near widespread. That's a look at your forecast. Back to you, Alexandra.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Arla is turning 88 years old today. She loves to walk a quarter of a mile every day and working on quilts.
Hopefully you get to do that today, Arla. Happy birthday. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Still to come, mayoral candidate Vicki Markison joins us live in studio to discuss La Crosse's biggest challenges and her plans to fix them.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters and every path leads to new possibilities. Get $3,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $2,500 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Brad Schimmel's ad, it's a lie. So here's the truth. Schimmel wants to bring back the 1849 law that bans all abortions, with no exceptions for rape or incest. Schimmel gave plea deals to child molesters, let domestic abusers walk with no jail time. And he's the one who let 6,000 rape kits sit untested for 2 years, while survivors waited for justice. That's Brad Schimmel. Too extreme for the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
President's Day sale at Home Furniture. Get a free Stanley tumbler when you spend $6.99 or more on furniture, mattresses, and area rugs, like this sofa for $9.99. Get a $100 MasterCard Rewards card when you spend $14.99. Plus, when you spend $24.99 on your purchase, like this Esmond dining set, get $200 in MasterCard Rewards. Plus, pay no interest if paid in full within 1 year. The President's Day sale, going on now at Home Furniture.
Ellie McClune is committed to La Crosse, striving for common sense leadership that addresses homelessness, promotes public safety, and supports affordable housing. With deep community roots and experience as a realtor and small business owner, Ellie understands the challenges and opportunities of our city. It's time for real change with a focus on community and responsible solutions. Make your vote count for a thriving La Crosse. Vote in the primary on February 18th. Paid for by Friends of Ellie McClune.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back here. We're expecting colder conditions as we finish out today, definitely going into tomorrow. You're looking at light snow in the forecast as well today and then possibly coming in again for Wednesday. Our normal average this time of year looking at 25 to 29 degrees for our highs and the lows around 10 to 14 degrees. We're going to crush those as we go through the next few days. Let me start you with Tuesday here as we get into 7 a.m. lows in the morning, minus 15 to at least about 8 degrees in our forecast. La Crosse will be at 0 degrees. Eau Claire will be at minus -12. We'll continue on with increasing clouds as we go through the morning hours for at least Tuesday, getting to mostly cloudy skies and becoming cloudy skies as we go through into the afternoon and evening hours. We'll hold on to the possibility of more snow coming in around 1:30 in the morning. As you can see, possibly moving in, carrying over into the 7 o'clock hour, finally dropping some snow on the ground. Winona is in that, Sparta, La Crosse, also Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, and areas in Richland continue on right through the 11 o'clock hour in the morning. You notice they don't get too high about around Eau Claire, so Eau Claire could possibly see a dusting or so of snow. Ladysmith definitely not in this for now, and of course we're looking at another round coming in at 7 p.m. for the evening commute, again from Boscobel, Prairie du Chien, all the way upwards to La Crosse along I-94, continuing on to Winona, getting to Black River Falls and falling shy once you get closer to Eau Claire, and then working out to the northeast, and we're done. We'll hold on to Monday's highs today from 13 to at least 29 degrees today. Cloudy skies are going to finally work their way into the forecast from clear skies to mostly cloudy to at least cloudy skies to finish out the evening. Then we get into snow coming in, as you see for today, between 7 and 8 o'clock, and then by 1:30 it is done. In fact, we'll finish out with not much happening for Tuesday, but once we get in the 1:30 a.m. hour going into Wednesday, you're looking at that snow coming in, working across the region there, as you can see, continuing on past La Crosse, falling shy just near Eau Claire, and then holding on to that position and continuing on by 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening, eventually for the evening commute, and from there continuing on to 9 o'clock, finishing out the evening commute, and then up and out it goes out of the forecast. So that's what's happening there. We'll finish out with this, looking at least a ½ inch of snow or less, continuing to drop even more so every time I show you this as we go into today. But Wednesday pops in the picture, where you're looking at least maybe a couple of inches of snow working in the forecast there for us. You'll see that continue on with maybe a ½ inch or less for Eau Claire. Then we continue on for the lows for tomorrow. As I mentioned before, it's going to be pretty cold out there, -16 all the way to 5 degrees out there. Then we get into the highs for Tuesday, where you're looking at conditions to run at least from 8 to about, we'll call it 5 to about 17 degrees out there. So it's getting very cold. Wednesday's AM lows, you're looking at -8 to about 7 degrees. And then eventually you're going to see by the finishing out, the highs are going to be at least about 12 to about 17 degrees for our highs on Wednesday. That's a look at your forecast. So you can see as we finish out over the next few days, you're looking at conditions to be much colder for tomorrow. Then we'll see that happen again for Thursday, going into Sunday, again with very cold temperatures in the teens.
All right, Art, thank you. Well, turning now to some other news, the La Crosse mayoral race. As La Crosse voters prepare to narrow the mayoral field next week, we're sitting down with all 4 candidates this week. This morning, we start with Vicki Markison, whose career has taken her from TV news to the Chamber of Commerce to workforce development. Good morning, Vicki. Thank you for being here with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you. So we know that you've been deeply involved in La Crosse's economic landscape. So how do you plan to use that experience and stop our population decline?
Yeah, it's interesting when we talk about our economy. It's more than just population. It's workforce, it's transportation, right. It's the strength of our businesses, it's safety. And I have worked in almost all of those areas. And so it's nice to be able to bring that into the mayoral position. I am concerned that we are losing population. There was a study done with some of the school conversations that there are kids being born in La Crosse, but by the time they hit school age, they are living elsewhere. Right. We have to ensure, in fact, I have friends that have done it. They lived here and now they live in Holmen and they're having a child. We have to ensure that La Crosse has a great narrative of how we're addressing all of those pieces of the economy, not just housing, of course, but all of those pieces so that we have a great story to tell as to why they should continue living in La Crosse.
All right, so having led the Building Association, what do you plan for housing crisis here in La Crosse?
Yeah, we have an interesting situation because we have limited supply, pent-up demand. It gets back to that economics, right? And so that's driving up our costs of housing. What we have to do, obviously, is meet some of that demand with the continuation of these high rises. There are several that are planned, but my concern ties back to that earlier conversation. We have to have the type of housing that our people want to live in, and that includes our seniors that want to downsize. We have, I've said it to the city several times, we have a tremendous opportunity. I think we have some of the greatest potential for first-time home buyers if we can find a way to get some of those homes to change over, get great housing options for our seniors, and then we'll start to have vibrant young families moving into our communities. And so really focusing, as a for example, talking with the Redevelopment Authority, who did such a great job of developing River Point District, which Some of us old timers still know as Mobile Oil, the Mobile Oil site, but developing that, I've already talked to a couple. There's great potential for properties in our area, Train Plant headquarters being one of them, of how can we start looking at how we develop some single family properties in La Crosse.
Okay, and then speaking of those young families, something that you've said that's interesting is each decision must ask if it will bring young families here. So walk us through a little bit, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, so businesses use something, they use a lot of tools, but one of them is the Net Promoter Score. And it's a simple question to say, how likely are you to recommend X, the product, right? So how likely are you to recommend living in La Crosse to someone else? And then the most important piece of that question is why or why not? Okay. And we need people saying this is why they love to live in La Crosse, this is why they're choosing not to live in La Crosse, what they don't like, and those start to create great points for us to work on as a community, but it also impacts the decisions that we make. Is this going to cause someone to choose to live in La Crosse? If it's not going to, or to remain in La Crosse, we can't forget that, right. We have to be factoring that into our decisions.
Okay.
All right, there's been debate about local enforcement helping out immigration with immigration. How do you stand on that?
Yeah, it's tough when these federal issues start to have a local impact. I was just listening on the way here to steel prices now having a 25% tariff. That impacts our housing prices, right? And our commercial construction. In this case, you know, I am a big believer in the federal government has their own resources. They have ICE that comes in. They are trained in how to do this. First and foremost, I find it my heart goes out to those individuals that I know. We have individuals in this area that are saying, should I bring my kids in for treatment? Should I send them to school? Because they fear what will happen during the daytime every single day. And so my heart goes out to those individuals. But I think we need to be mindful the federal government has the resources. We do not need to spend our local resources to assist.
Okay, all right. Well, Vicki Markison, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
And like we mentioned, we will be interviewing all 4 mayoral candidates this week. Tomorrow, we speak with City Council President Chris Calo. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Get this stylish sofa for just $295. Get up to 60% off list during our huge President's Sale at Slumberland. Gather around this 7-piece dining set, just $4.99. You'll get the best deals. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
As head of criminal appeals, Susan Crawford had one job: keep a convicted rapist behind bars. Yet Crawford didn't bother filing the appeal in time, letting the rapist walk free. The victim, already scarred beyond measure, called Crawford's negligence utterly disgusting. Traumatized by Crawford's disregard for justice, her criminal coddling record is an injustice to us all.
Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor has immediate openings and wants you to apply. They say this job takes grit, attention to detail, and ability to work as a team. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
The huge President's Sale at Slumberland. Get a Sealy Queen for just $3.99. Shop America's favorite sleep brands with a 365-night sleep guarantee. Up to 60% off right now during the President's Sale at Slumberland.
Yes!
I feel like I'm reliving the trauma, like it's just a nightmare that I can't wake up from.
Her life changed dramatically 30 years ago, leaving her feeling abandoned by the justice system. Tonight at 6, how a change in victims' rights is helping to repair mistakes of the past. Tonight at 6.
This February.
It's your birthday. I'm going to be 50. 1975. I feel lucky to be here now and to be in it with other people.
Celebrate Drew February 21st.
Weekdays at 3 on News 8.
Welcome back. It is 6:53. Time for your morning news now. Whitehall police need your help finding a man who's disappeared with a juvenile. 41-year-old Gary Turen Jr. wanted for interfering with child custody and drug possession. Police think he's in Iowa or Eau Claire, driving a tan or gold 97 Buick LeSabre with Wisconsin plates. If you spot him, call Whitehall Police or Trumpereau County Dispatch. A rural Toma man charged with multiple child sex crimes appears in Monroe County Court today. 56-year-old James Ossinger faces more than 20 felony charges, including repeated sexual assaults of a child. He remains in jail on $1 million cash bond. And the Philadelphia Eagles soaring to victory in Super Bowl 59, defeating the Kansas City Chiefs in New Orleans, marks the Eagles' second Super Bowl title, denying the Chiefs a historic three-peat. Kendrick Lamar, fresh off of his Grammy wins, delivering the halftime show for tens of millions of viewers. And the biggest game in football brought together people across the country, also in Alaska. American Legion Post 366 joined in the celebration, hosting a watch party that brought members together for the big game.
Seeing that the community is coming out and having fun and enjoying the awesome post that they have here at Post 336 in Alaska.
And if you need a little something to help you get out of those post-game blues, Starbucks may be able to help. Rewards members can grab a free tall, hot, or iced brew anytime today. If you're not a member, you can still sign up today and get the deal.
All right, and away we go. The possibility of a little snow in the forecast today. First, we start out a little bit on the colder side. You're looking at 9 degrees for La Crosse by the time we get an 8 o'clock hour, but then we're going to warm up to 23 degrees as we get into the afternoon with increasing clouds today. Eau Claire, well, you're pretty much going to do the same as well. You're also looking at La Crosse holding on to at least 0 to about 14 degrees today for your high, with clouds on the increase. As far as snow is concerned, this is what we're looking at for today. Less than a half an inch for La Crosse and Prairie du Chien, nothing for Eau Claire. We're also going to be seeing, as we carry over into Wednesday, snow continues to blossom, possibly 2 to 4 inches along and south of I-90. This is what we're looking at over the next few days, though. Colder tomorrow, whoa, minus 17 to at least 7 degrees in the morning. Then eventually we get into Wednesday with more snow all day, and then finishing out Thursday with a nice little break. Valentine's Day, we're looking at more snow on the way.
Thank you, Arthur. Kids around the world raising their voices for Bob Marley's 80th birthday. More than 8,000 children performed live in England, while students from 50 other countries joined virtually. The massive choir celebrated the reggae legend with his classics like One Love and Three Little Birds. Yeah, we were saying, wow, 80 years. He would have been 80.
80.
Hard to believe that, huh?
Right.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
nice
we get to live with his sons, though. So.
Yeah, he's got a lot of sons
Yeah.
carrying on his legacy, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for starting your week with us on News 8 Now this morning. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.